to Joe Wall Stadium for tonight's playoff game between the North Andover Scarlet Knights and the Woburn Tanners.
Follow you, trying to get music. My space isn't running still.
North Andover has won the toss and is elected to defer. Woburn will receive the kick. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem will be sung by the North Andover Chorus, led by Sarah Durkee. Thank you. All right, everyone, before the national anthem, never fear, are you ready for a cheer? The players are ready, two great teams are here.
Hey Town, yo Freddies and Betties, are you ready?
Hey Town, give them a cheer. Say yeah!
Time for talking is done already.
Both teams are done waiting, ready to have fun tonight.
The chorus is ready to sing for the town.
The band and the cheerleaders are ready to get up and get down.
May you march, sing, cheer, and play with the love of life. Ready for fame.
May you play with the love of the game. Are you ready? Say yeah!
God, that is always beautiful. We're here at Joe Walsh Stadium once again. You are watching Friday Night Football on CAMED, the Educational Access Service of North Andover CAM. You can keep up with the town's school system anytime. Watch CAMED on Comcast 99 or Verizon 28 or online. Well, we're ready for the kickoff. The opponent tonight is Woburn, and we played Woburn in the first game of the year and we're victorious. We're coming to you from the campus of Joe Walsh Stadium at North Andover High School. Another episode of Friday Night Football, the educational service of North Andover CAM. CAM Ed is bringing you this game. And welcome to the continuing coverage of the MIAA Massachusetts Division II High School Football Playoffs. Tonight, the Scarlet Knights play the sectional semifinal game in that playoff. They advanced by way of last week's 49-0 win against Westford Academy. There's the kick. It's taken in, brought back, and tripped up at about the 25, 26-yard line. A good tackle. I think that was by Matt Chico. See the regular players on the North Andover defense out there to start the game. Quarterback back, throws, and the play was well covered, and the ball is covered by Slattery, making sure that was in fact a forward pass. It was. I see Steve Ferrillo out there. Oh. Steve had a great game last week. A couple of tackles and caused a fumble in the first series. Dictated the game. Quarterback back. That pass was intended for Steve Koldodko. He's a co-captain. Ryan Quayle is the quarterback for Woburn. The Woburn Tanners. Takes the snap, fakes, forced to roll out, looking for a receiver in the middle, overthrown and picked off by Watson. Watson is surrounded after a 25-yard return by 5 or 6 Woburn players. Not the opportunity to set some blocks for a return for the touchdown, but 1 or 2 blocks, and he might have gone all the way. Watson was out with a shoulder injury during the season, but he looks completely mobile, flexible, and recovered. Gabe wide to the wide side of the field. Ball handed off to Freddie Gabin, and what would he do? Touchdown, Knights! Less than a minute into the game, and North Andover has cracked the defense of Woburn wide open. And Gabin, being Gabin, just blasted through there and outraced the defense, who only had a shot at him within the first 10 yards. After that, no one had the speed or the angle. An extra point try here by Gabe D'Souza with a hold by the quarterback, Jake McElroy. Jake, of course, is an all-state first-team player chosen by the MIAA Association, the governing body of Massachusetts high school sports. His dad is a leader in programs and leagues in North Andover for many years, as well as a senior executive at Raytheon in their integrated systems division. So Woburn has a chance to return a kick again almost immediately. A nice long kick driven back inside the 10. Receiver finds an opening but is brought down with a nice tackle. That was sort of the last man who had a shot at him. So Woburn comes out again. Thompson. There's a handoff into the middle and stacked up after maybe a yard. North Andover has an excellent defense this year. They are really frustrating every opposing team early in the game. So out there at defensive end is Ferrillo. So handoff, diving for a few yards. Perhaps an added 4 to make it 3rd and 5. Looks like a passing situation. Raphael Usoman, Vance, Roche, and Ferrullo, the defensive line. Slattery. There's a good pass, down and out, good for a first down. Gain of about 7. Receiver went down, out, and came back slightly. Very difficult to defend that pass if it's thrown properly, and it was. It was timed up beautifully. Nice connection, so Woburn looked good on that play. They have what looks like a version of the Everett or Navy. His 13 taking the ball with blocking over the right tackle, gaining 2 or 3. Amaral, one of the running backs, looks also a linebacker, looks a little nicked up on that play. Tyler Parrish coming out wide to the far side. Quarterback under center, hands off to the fullback, and is hit almost immediately, brought down. So coming up with 3rd down, 3rd and long, 3rd and 6. The left tackle for Woburn is Patrick Allen. He's a senior and one of the 4 co-captains. Big boy. Quarterback rolls out, calls his own number, goes to the outside and is brought down beautifully on a secure tackle by Mark Federico, coming up from his safety position to make the tackle after a gain of about 4 or 5 yards, and it's 4th and 1 near midfield. Here's a decision As the Woburn coach, he's sending in a play. It looks like they're going to look like they're going to go for it. Whether they will, we will see. Patience, don't jump offside. Probably a quarterback sneak. No. Hands to the fullback, and he is stacked up. A loss. North Andover, Matt Samanuk stuffing that play. You go, Matt. And he was pumped up coming to the sideline. Great defense there. I see Walsh coming off, last man off the field for the defense. Jack Walsh is a senior this year. Here's Jake under center. Defoe and Gavin. Gavin weaving his way off left tackle. Gets about 6 yards. Thought he had an opening left, right, center on that dive play off of the left tackle. But ultimately, they brought him down. Same formation given to the fullback, Defoe. Defoe rambling through there, twisting, turning, rolling. Can't be brought down easily. Watson just off the end. Gavin looking for an opening, reaches forward. Good football sense by Gavin. Always trying to make the next possible yard, to the extent that he pushed the ball forward, getting it up in the shoulder area and beyond as he went to the ground. Working for every inch. Jake under center again, calls his own number on a dive, twisting, turning, and making the first down on 4th and 1. That's a play we saw last week to open the game. Okay, Jake getting up, coming to see the coach, looking for a play. It's called in. Looks like he got a little banged up on his throwing arm in that play. The sleeve, the wristband had to be adjusted. Under center again. Good precision, everyone together. This looks like Watson. Gabe went across the middle. Watson went outside, down the sideline. That is a pass that Jake McElroy could throw in his sleep. He's very practiced on that ball. He held it. He was patient. He waited for Watson to break free. He waited for him to adjust, and he floated it down there. And once Watson brought it in, he was in the clear with no one with a chance to stop him. And so North Andover, in the opening moments of the first half and the first quarter, well, there's about 4.5 minutes left in the opening quarter, and they have scored twice and lead Woburn Tanners. The Knights 14, and Woburn is yet to get on the scoreboard. They did move the ball fairly well for a brief period on that last possession, but I think we saw the first time these two teams played this year and a couple of years ago that North Andover has a somewhat better program and somewhat better athletes. So, North Andover is very highly rated and ranked at this time in the playoffs. They've had a very successful year. The line drive kick went into the end zone, and the receivers came forward knowing the ball was over their head and just wanted to get out of the way of anything that might happen. And so the ball is spotted by rule on the 25-yard line for the team taking possession. 1st and 10 yards to make another first down. So Dylan Thompson is a junior in at wide receiver. Quarterback calls his own number and makes a few yards by stepping to the left, to the right, through a hole beyond a tackler, and finally brought down after a short gain. Second down and about 7. Ryan Quayle, in with the play. He's a co-captain. Parrish out to this side. And a tackle, and that's a first down. Kolodko, he is also one of the 4 co-captains. And Quayle coming on. Matt Quayle is a junior. Excuse me, he's a senior. And he also is a captain leader. There's a ball handed off. The ball is free. Ball carrier tackled by at least 4 North Andover defenders. Everyone on North Andover signaling possession of the ball, and indeed they have it back again after just a few plays. This must be terribly demoralizing for the Tanners. North Andover is a high school juggernaut. They are moved up in the 8 previous games and are now ranked. Only Everett is ranked higher by a national organization. So ball handed off in the middle to Defoe, and he is rambling. He is possessed, keeping those feet moving. Hollywood. Yes. Backfield coach giving him a couple of words. Say, good run, stay under control. Don't get too emotional. It's early. Don't spend that adrenaline yet. Although we may not need much adrenaline here this evening. Gabe is, Jake looking for Gabe. Comes back, breaks away. 2, 3 tacklers bring him down, almost down to the 10-yard line. They're spotting it on the 13. So that was a nicely constructed route. We're looking to make as many completions while preventing 50-50 balls and potential interceptions, and that was well designed and executed. Gabe just ran into the end zone, turned out to the pylon, and the ball was there. I would say they must have practiced that a few times this week. I don't remember seeing that exact play before, so these last 2 plays look somewhat new, or at least not used often. Watson coming to the sideline while the boys set up for the extra point. North Andover on the board with 20 points, soon to be 21. Gabe D'Souza, left-footed soccer kicker, punches it through. High arcing kick, spinning through. The officials signal it's good. And here we are at Joe Walsh Stadium. And the officials are conferring. There's 1 minute. It looks like our scoreboard shows what might be 1:42. There's a new ball coming onto the field, and it looks like we may have had a North Andover infraction, moving the spot of the ball back. And here's the snap again. Gabe kicks it again. Line drive through. Point accomplished in any event. A little extra practice never hurts. Nobody out there complaining about having to kick it twice. Casey Walsh, former quarterback for North Andover in years past, giving some congratulations to his two proteges here, if you will. Gabe D'Souza, who caught those two passes, celebrating the new wrinkle, or the at least not often used wrinkle. Dropped by Woburn, but this often brings an opportunity. However, without making it any place close to the 20, he is surrounded by a host of North Andover tacklers, 3, 4, 5 of them. Most coming to the sideline, kickoff team specialists. And we're ready to go again. North Andover has the ball. Excuse me, Woburn has the ball. And their players are huddling up on the sideline. Now coming on the field. There's a timeout. Tanners coming to the sideline. And the North Andover players, for the most part, staying on the field, don't need a break or water or encouragement. So if you're just tuning in, welcome to our continuing coverage of the Massachusetts MIAA Division II High School Football Playoffs. And tonight, the Scarlet Knights of North Andover are in the sectional semifinal round, which they advanced to by way of last week's 49-0 win against nearby Westford Academy. Hey, we could take a look back at that big win for some highlights. Tonight's opponent is the Woburn Tanners, who advanced last week with a 26-12 win over the Hawks of Waltham. That puts the Tanners at 4 wins and 4 losses for the season. North Andover a much higher seed in this division by virtue of 8 wins and no losses. But Waltham has always had a good high school football team, so make no mistake, these players out there are not pushovers. So the Knights are still perfect, undefeated, unblemished record. This has been a memorable season for Coach Dubzinski's squad, and they're looking to punch their ticket for the trip to next week's Division II North Final. Quarterback hands off. 3 backs in the backfield, 2 blockers ahead of the runner, and yet he made very little progress. The defense on that side is strong. And I see Roche playing on this side of the line at this point. So he can go up, under, around, most blocking. Here he is putting pressure on the quarterback, who releases, and it's incomplete to Thompson. Oh, excuse me, to Tyler Parrish. And so 4th down. North Andover, calm, cool, collected, and unyielding. So Roche powering his way through a short kick, taken on the fly by D'Souza, who makes the corner down the sideline, trying to cut back, steps out of bounds at about the place where the ball was kicked from. So he returned it all of the yards that it made downfield. It was not a long kick, but it was adequate. But the punter, I think, outkicked whatever coverage he had to some extent. And D'Souza saw the opening and he took it. Coming to this side of the field, looking for some blocking and for the sideline, and he made it. So North Andover having no trouble at all here this evening. Matt Samanek out there with Billy Reed on the interior line, along with Jack Roche, a sophomore, 6'1", 200 pounds, probably the biggest of the North Andover linemen. So, Jake McElroy, number 7, Defoe and Gavin. Defense hopped offside. And here's a run down the sideline. Can't be brought down, either close to the end zone or in. It is in. That is J.D. Allen, who played a lot last year as a junior and was the starter at the beginning of this year. So J.D. showing his skill. Terrific run. Great young man. And there's the kick through. And so North Andover has scored 4 times in the first half here. And the score is 28-0. North Andover Knights, and Woburn has yet to mount a significant drive. And you almost come to the point now where you don't expect them to be able to. Earlier in the year, North Andover held Central Catholic, always a Division I powerhouse, to one touchdown scored on a miscue in the closing moments of the game. They almost had a shutout. That was eye-opening, since they're able to draw talent from communities as far away as, say, Worcester. There's a returner, fast runner, refuses to go down and makes about another 8 yards, bringing it out to the 35. Hit initially just beyond the 25. Will Schimmeler in on that play, blocking, coming to the sideline. It's an inside handoff, makes a yard or two, but North Andover's defensive line and the linebackers were able to see that play develop, and we're ready for it. Lincoln Sudbury, our opponent in the finals last year, is playing Reading this evening, and the quarterback here can't find a receiver, rolling, and finally throws it away. Ryan Quayle coming back into the huddle. Alec Cruz coming out to this side. He's a junior. Quarterback with the ball in the hands, but broken up by D'Souza. So that ball was on time and on the receiver's hands, and he had good position, but Gabe got there and got his hand on it, and that was enough. And so that ball was taken in by Watson. Good return of the punt. And then surrounded. Oh, I'm sorry. That was D'Souza. Samana cutting onto the field, along with Johnny Cox in there now. And Matt Chico coming out to this side, along with Walsh, it looks like. Jake hands the ball to Gavin. He has an opening. Oh, he just deked that player out of his shoes. Fantastic. That was awe-worthy, or worthy, or anyway, terrific play by Gavin. God, is he good. Hands it. Jake keeps the ball. A completed pass to Matt Chico, who takes it down close to the goal line. The ball on about the 1 or 2. Scoreboard having trouble keeping up. It says ball still on the 37, but of course it's all the way down to the 1. Ball handed off inside. And Gavin is in. And windmilling a celebration as he comes to the sideline. And we have a report on a game very important to us, that in the second quarter, Lincoln Sudbury has scored twice and Reading once, and it's Lincoln Sudbury 14 and Reading 7. So that was to be expected. I think that's the kind of game it's going to be. Reading has a terrific program, and they're always reasonably successful. This isn't their best team, but and Lincoln Sudbury is higher seeded in the tournament. But Reading doing well, hanging in there. And of course we would prefer to play Lincoln Sudbury again. But either team is a worthy opponent. And it appears that this game is not in doubt. We're still in the second quarter, and it's 35 for the Knights, and Woburn has not had much you'd call success. So ball picked up on the first bounce. Good returner, fast, and yet makes it out to the 44-yard line, but brought down. Good spacing on the kick defense team. And so there were no big openings, and we managed to bring him down before he broke through the second line. Oh, tripped up and brought down by Roche, who is unstoppable and undeterred. He can't be blocked. The clock runs out on the quarterback on that kind of a play. You have to get rid of the ball before he has an opportunity to work his way by bigger blockers. Defense doing a great job, and there's a pass complete over the middle, but he's immediately tackled and brought down. Slattery in on the tackle. So that's a successful play. Quayle is a tall quarterback, so he has something of an advantage in getting that ball into the middle. Calls his own number and is just tackled twice and then hit by the third player coming in. That had to rock him a little bit, but he's coming over to see his head coach, looking for a play. some encouragement. And here he comes. Middle linebacker dropping back now, covering the players over the middle, and but the quarterback escapes and is then hit on the sideline by Mark Federico, the safety, who drives him out of bounds with the intent to say, perhaps you should throw that ball away in the future. So here comes North Andover, taking over. Jake McElroy getting some signals from the bench. Calls his own number, runs up the middle, makes a good gain of 5 or 6 yards. Keep the defense honest there. The last thing they might have been looking for is to Jake to run it himself. So he's back in the shotgun again. Gives it to Gavin, who has an... Oh, it says J.D. Allen, who has an opening. And a major gain of more than 10 yards. 12 or 13. Darren Watson is out of the game, as is Gavin, and they're advising each other on the sideline on good dance moves. Jake down and out, and down the sidelines once again, Matt Chico, just a junior. Split end, sometimes plays some cornerback. .5'10", and Jake back in with a new play. Casey Walsh down there looks kind of relaxed, and why wouldn't he be? 35-0 in the first half. There's and another Gabe D'Souza down and turns in under the goal post, and the ball is there on a rope. So the North Andover coaching staff looking to build up some statistics on touchdown passes, completed passes, touchdowns, with our two of our star players. Jake McElroy, the quarterback. Gabe D'Souza, the athlete. Punts, kicks, catches, runs, defends. It's all over the field, contributing everywhere. Another play they don't call that often. Three touchdown passes on plays that they pulled out of the deep end of the playbook. Shuffle the pages and let's move on here. Ball again returned, not anywhere near the distance that Woburn made on the previous kickoff. That looked like Alec Cruz out there, perhaps returning that. Woburn on the field, clock running down, final few minutes of the first half, 42-0. And Woburn running hard. Dylan Thompson, a junior, refusing to concede, still playing at top speed. Cruz on the end, this side, and here's a blitz by 88 in the game now. Came around the end, and Roche in on the tackle. Roche played the inside, while Max Wolfgang, tight end, defensive end, 6'4", 190, a tall player, 6'4", sniffed that play out and scared the heck out of them. Is Woburn, and Wolfgang is running into the backfield unobstructed. And however, on that third down, they made a yard more than they needed, and so the chains are going to move. Hasn't happened often for Woburn, but they succeeded here. And it's 1st and 10 from the Tanners' 41-yard line. Inside handoff, 13 breaks out into the open, makes about 7 yards. Getting some applause from players on the far side of the field. That was Kolodko, Steve Kolodko. He's a senior, also one of the many co-captains. So Woburn looks like they are well practiced, and they have some good athletes, but North Andover is just putting it to them. Raphael Usoman out there. Okay, the clock is back in. Snapped. Quarterback calls his own number on first down. Makes not much of anything. North Andover defense stacking that up on that side. A long ball, receivers open, beautifully defended. That ball had touchdown written all over it when it was thrown. Receiver was in the open, and it wasn't really thrown short. It was just very well covered by Watson. So 43, Chris Upson coming in. Play on the line, defending. Oh, almost intercepted. Walsh got both hands on it. Ferrillo over there, and Sean Nichols is in on that side. So Chris Upson comes over to get a defense from the defensive coordinator. Fourth down for Woburn. Why not? There's a ball. Oh, right, a little behind the receiver, but that was very catchable. And dropped. Well, if that's going to happen, you're not going to have much of a chance at all. That was a play. That was a play. And so North Andover takes over, 1st and 10, at their own 46-yard line. And they're in a let's run out the remaining seconds formation. Talking to the official. So North Andover has Gavin out there, and Defoe, and J.D. Allen. And this is the half. J.D. is swimming toward the sideline. Doing the guppy stroke. And a large contingent of Woburn players heading off the field. Well, that was a very successful first half for North Andover. Their power rating can only go up by this very lopsided score. They're already highest rated in Division II, and of course number 2 in the entire state, which is very unusual, given the fact that they're smaller school than many of the Division I schools. The band is coming on, and we'll be back for the second half, and at that time we'll probably have a halftime score for our closest rival. This evening, by the way, I believe Everett is playing at Everett versus our nearby power team, Central Catholic. Well, of course, we beat early in the year. That doesn't happen often. And so we can only hope that Central Catholic is successful against Everett. Perennial champs for, say, 8 out of every 10 years now. So we'll be back. The band is here. And it's a beautiful evening. And thanks for listening.
gentlemen, please welcome the North Andover High School Marching Band.
So we're not good. We didn't bring out the chess pieces because it doesn't matter because
Aren't you supposed to be watching my kids?
video of Frankie again.
The band.
So Frankie is like right around the school.
Oh yeah, they're playing. Eric's daughter was on that song. It wasn't freezing because we walked the blue house. Yeah, December 15th. His daughter he's the cowboy. It looks like the red shirts there. And then, like last week, I was like.
Hi, my name is Jim. I am a volunteer here at North Andover Cam. What is North Andover Cam, you ask? It's the local TV studio here in town where you can produce your own TV show. Have you ever wondered what it's like to go behind the scenes of a TV production? Well, this is the place to be. The staff here at North Andover Cam will teach you everything you need to know. It's a place where you can learn all aspects of TV production, like how to run cameras, be a floor director, an audio tech, or even a director. North Andover Cam is for all ages. You can visit the website at www.northandovercam.org or come by and tour the studio at 430 Osgood Street in North Andover High School and become a member. They're always looking for volunteers of all ages. Thank you. The staff is looking forward to seeing you. And
And so, there's the kick. So that kickoff was taken in by Sebastian Vente. He's a junior, 6 foot, 180. And the quarterback now is Will Schmoller. Coming out for the second half, a wholesale substitution for North Andover here. Schmoller under center. Not much blocking. First team defense is all warmed up, and a lot of new players in for North Andover. And so that play resulted in a loss. Schmoller has the ball, I formation. Ball came loose as Schmoller pulled away from the fake. So here we are now with third down for the Knights. And a flag against North Andover. Charlie Regan in there on the offensive side. Schmoller calls his own number, makes a few yards back. He had a long way to go. Looks like an infraction on there's a flag on the field, and perhaps it's against Woburn. Yes, they're moving the ball back. I would say offside. Schmoller, slips going down, trying to cut to the inside. It's a little late in the evening here, and the turf is getting dewed. Christian Ortega out there on that team. So now we will have a punt. Nice booming punt taken in by one of the Woburn regulars, who takes it across midfield and down to about the 41 or 2. Tyler Parrish. Max Wolfgang out there with Charlie Regan. Sean Nichols. I think that might be Federico out there. Ball handed up the middle and brought down. Jaden Mencia playing, I think, safety out there at this point. And that play, little gain. There's a pitch, an opening. Thompson making a good gain. North Andover yet to warm up on this. Thomas Vance out there in the middle. There's a pitch wide. Cuts back. 3-4 tacklers. Brought down. Raphael Usioman in the middle of that defense. Gets down on the all fours, ready to blast through. He pushes the blocker backward. And pushes him essentially into the tackling pile. Third down at about the 20, 3rd and 4. Man in motion, handoff into the middle, an off tackle actually, and that was Amaral, Danny Amaral, a sophomore running back, shows potential, running hard. Ryan Qualey back in with the play. Under center. His pitch tripped up, but keeps going. 2 diving tackles. Finally went down. Mark Federico hit him first. And we have an encouraging update. It's in the 3rd quarter at Lincoln Sudbury, and it's a tie game. Lincoln Sudbury 21 and Reading 21. I'm not sure who I want to win in that game. It's a very important game. I guess it doesn't matter who we play. We hope to win in any event. Here's Amaral driving through, getting down close. And he made the first down, if not the score, but he's down, at the 1 or 2. 1st and 10, 1st and 4 downs to score. 1st and 4 downs to put some points on the board here. North Andover, of course, with 42 points in the first. And stacked up, but does manage to work his way forward. But Amaral does not get in. So 2nd down now. North Andover stiffening here, not wanting to give up a touchdown. Usuoman close to the center, interior lineman. Is the ball handed in the backfield. North Andover defender there with the handoff. Was that 33, Federico? Yes. I think that was Federico on that. Oh, stacked again, and the ball is on the ground. The whistle is blown. Officials with their hands up, resetting. Apparently the ball is still in possession of Woburn. Essentially on the goal line. Here it is. Handoff inside, and he rolls in for a touchdown. So Woburn finally on the scoreboard. We're here in the third period. And Woburn attempts extra point here. Quarterback holds. The kick is down. And the kick is no good. The kicker is Ayob Isquabin, a sophomore. So 6 points for the Woburn Tanners. But just to go back a moment to the other games, we do have that tie score in the other part of the bracket. Reading tied with Lincoln Sudbury at Lincoln Sudbury, 21 all. So here's the kick. Booming down. Taken in. Could be Vente. Yes. Sebastian Vente. Peter Radulski in at quarterback now. And perhaps that's Vaza. Vente in there as well. Radulski under center. Pitches to Vente, who's swarmed by a host of tacklers. A little scrumming downfield. Matt Dacey for North Andover. Offensive lineman, a sophomore, 5'10", 190. Plays bigger than that. North Andover coaches all look relaxed, and why not? Radulski under center. Hands the ball inside, breaking away. I think that's Vente. A short gain. Third down coming. So it's third and about 8. And looks like a timeout, or is it the quarter? I think that's the end of the third quarter. 6 for the Woburn Tanners and 42 for North Andover. North Andover then a little high school math. $36 points ahead of Woburn. Looks like Brandon McGoth saw a little action in there. Steve Farillo taking a break over here. So, here's North Andover with the ball. third down and 9. Radulski under center. Vente in motion, going out wide. Radulski rolling. It's a down and out. Taken in. a reception by Rolf Carlson, the senior. The entire team signaling first down. Nicely done. Rolf, a senior, put in his time on the team here. It's a commitment. North Andover carrier spinning out of 1, 2, 3 tacklers, but brought down, short gain. 2nd and 9. Radulski talking with Coach Dubzinski. Oh, excuse me. That was probably dueling. Coach dueling. Radulski calls his own number, runs out wide, pitches it to Vente. That was creative, and it may have got the first down. And it looks like they have it. Not by much, but enough. Radulski getting a new play. Rolf Carlson to the wide side. Man in motion. Hands into the middle, but he is stacked up by that Woburn Tanners interior line. So we have another score in on Lincoln Sudbury Reading. It's the end of the third quarter, and it's still tied 21-all at Lincoln Sudbury. Great performance tonight by Reading. They were not seeded as highly as Lincoln Sudbury. And Lincoln Sudbury, the defending division champ from last year. They managed to beat North Andover on the Lincoln Sudbury field last year in the next round. Rolf Carlson wide. Radulski just trying to get rid of the ball since he was rushed. By a defensive end, somebody wearing an 89, which isn't on the roster. So perhaps his shirt is in the laundry. '89's a good number. 84 coming to the sideline here. That's Cruz. 54 is the nose tackle. That's Jimmy Pappas, a junior. For Woburn. Radulski. Oh, it's pitch. Radulski falls on it, but doesn't. The ball is picked up by Woburn, but touched down is that player wearing 89. Looks like maybe a Lambert or something. Or maybe it's Ludwig. At any rate, it's Woburn ball. So, the fourth quarter, something of an adventure. There's still 7 minutes left. A lot of players getting some experience. This is good. This is good. Chris Upson in the game again. Jose Sanchez at nose tackle, or D tackle. New quarterback in, calls his own number. He is fast, down the sideline, avoids being tackled inside the 10, inside the 5, out of bounds. I think that was Logan Wilson. It's over with the head coach again, looking for a play. He has it, strides in, looks like an athlete. Now he is definitely a running threat. Hands the ball off, however. Running back piles into the end zone. And touchdown. Touchdown Tanners. And so, North Andover 42 and Tanners 12 with a try for a point. Did not succeed the last time. So it looks like Logan Wilson has given them something of a spark here. And of course they're playing against at least half of the players out there aren't normally out there. But it's good. Wilson calling his own number, and he's in by several yards before he's brought down. He's just short, fast, elusive, and a threat. Looks like he'd make a very good slot receiver or back coming out of the backfield. Pass catching back. But so far he's been running. So Woburn will kick off. Vente breaking away, still running hard. Swarm of tacklers at about the 38. Nice return. A lot of effort, speed, driving hard with the ball, keep those legs moving. So he'll be seeing a lot of playing time in the future. Christian Ortega wide to the wide side of the field. Ball handed off by Will Schimmeler. Carrier driven backward. Sebastian Vente getting up a little discouraged. those big guys in the middle get a hold of you and start pushing you back, it is discouraging. So I formation, 2 receivers to the wide side. Here's a pitch to Vente. No blocking, no blocking. And finally smothered to the ground by a host of Woburn White. Schimmeler launches a bomb. He has a man out there. He has it. Ball taken in inside the 10. I think that's, well, I don't know who that is. I was going to say Vente, but probably a wide receiver. Oh, 88. Max Wolfgang. 6'4", 190 sophomore. We're going to see more of him. He is big. That is a useful piece. Nice catch. Ball in the middle. A little gain. 2nd down. Oh. And it looks like with 5 minutes left, Lincoln Sudbury has gone up by a score. So a lot will depend on this next possession by Reading and the possession that follows that. So basically you're like trying to run out 5 minutes and score. Tough task. So Ortega is very wide. Ball is handed in the middle to Sebastian Vente. Sebastian down closer to the goal. It's 4th and goal from about the 3. He made about half of the distance on that run. Got a couple of blocks. Will Schimmeler in with the play. Will he call his own number? Will is a sophomore. Under center. I formation. Hands the ball to Vente. Tries the left guard and is stacked up. No hole there. So Woburn takes over. So Woburn runs the ball for a first down, and there is less than 2 minutes, a minute and a half in this game. There's a ball in the hands of number 15. He refuses to go down. Steve Kolodko, one of the co-captains, quad captains, if you will. So the starter's essentially out there. Let's see who the quarterback is. And it looks like it is Wilson again. So Woburn has the ball, second down on about the 16. Or Wilson back to pass. Launches a bomb, has a receiver there, brings it in and is tackled by the safety immediately. They give up the play, but get the coverage and the tackle. Quarterback Wilson back, throws another one, has a receiver open, but overthrows him by about 4 or 5 yards. Tackle on the far side on the previous play was by the safety, a junior, Jaden Mencia. 5'9", 165. A reasonably typical high school weight and height for a lot of players. So here's another run up the middle. Runner driving forward almost to midfield. We're down to under a minute. The clock is running. The clock is really running. Just a few seconds. Wilson back, throws another one. He has a great arm, and he is taken in and brought down inside the 20 by Sean Nichols. Tyler Parrish bringing that in. And perhaps a couple of seconds left here. No rush. Woburn running some nice offense here. They can feel good about that. And this is it. Oh! Reading scored, but missed the point after, and now are behind with just a few minutes to go. 28, Reading 27, Lincoln Sudbury 28. An exciting game. So the players are on the field, both teams, the traditional handshake, and then heading for their 20-yard lines to convene, pray, get some remarks from the coach, and head for the showers. Very satisfying. North Andover now undefeated with 9 wins. 3 of those wins against teams in the top 20 in the state at this point. Good football programs: Tewksbury, Billerica, Central Catholic. And we have a festival dance being conducted by a few of the North Andover Tycoons. Woburn heading for the bus. North Andover taking the opportunity to convene in a big huddle at the 30-yard line with some remarks and direction. So, on behalf of Bill Robert, who runs this football program for North Andover CAM, Kathy, and the crew, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm Ray Ahern. We'll see you back here next Friday night with either Lincoln Sudbury or Reading. Look forward to seeing you here at the field. Support the team, support the town, support the boosters, and good night.